Hello everyone, welcome back to another Wheelhouse tutorial video. Today we're going to be walking through one of our rail modules, and it is called Track and Trace. This is really great for getting network visibility as well as complete and accurate information on where your rail cars are. Now within Track and Trace, you're going to have 4 different modules that you can access. The first one, which you see on screen right now, is the overview screen. This can be used as a pipeline coming into your different locations to see which rail cars are coming in up to 15 plus days out. So looking at the very top, we have our tiles letting us know which cars are en route, which ones have recently arrived, anything that's departing, and any cars that are coming in within the next 24 hours. Now this is just a total across all of my different locations. If I wanted to filter on one specifically, I could use the destinations dropdown to select one of the facilities, and it would change those tiles accordingly. If I also want to see cars associated with a particular fleet, I can use my fleet dropdown that's available to me. And then I have selections for all cars, loaded, or just empty cars. Just below that is the table itself. So on the far left, you have your list of different destinations that you have. And then the 1 through 15 just indicates the days out that the rail cars are. And then you'll see how many rail cars are in each of the different columns and rows accordingly. So that's the overview screen. The next screen is the waybills. On here, you can use this area just to get access to waybill information with the different cars that you're shipping, so that you can use this table here to have access to that. Within the trips, you have 2 different selections. You have a table view, so you can use this to view your active trips that you currently have ongoing. On the table, you will have the ability to filter or sort. So if we wanted to just filter this to look for anything that is loaded in terms of active trips, I could apply that and the table would change accordingly. Now we can add different filters across these various different columns depending on what we're looking for. And in addition, if you need to get access to this information or get it out of the system, you can always go to the gear icon in the far left and use the export option for quick access to that information. Some other things you'll notice in this gear icon menu is the ability to toggle on and off different columns for the table, so you can have it more concise just for the information that you want to see. If you've also applied a lot of filters, you can actually save filters into different views, and by selecting on them, it will reapply the filters for you directly there. Now, along with the trips, you also have a map view of this table, and this map view gives me more of a visual in terms of where my rail cars are. So I can see them all on the map and their rough location here. Now if I were to scroll down on one and highlight over one of the icons, it does give me some quick information on these cars. So I can see the car mark, car number, its origin and destination, as well as any notes associated with this trip or car. If I were to click on this, it would actually take us back to the table, apply the appropriate filters so that we're looking at just the information for these trips specifically. Now the last option we have here is our history. Within the history, you also have 2 options. You can either look for a particular car and see which trips it's taken in the past. So we can see this car has taken 1 trip. And in addition to that, if I want to view the car's information, I can enter the car in. And this one gives me a lot more detail in terms of each event that's within or happening to this car within a trip. So I can see all the CLM messages as well as the journey the car has taken in that time. So that's a little bit on our rail track and trace. I'll wrap up just by going back to our map page.